Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Skill India. Today we will learn about the project management, which is the most important nowadays. You can see you go anywhere in any organization. If you wanted to implement any project, any software or anything you wanted to deploy for your customer or for your organization, you need to go through the project management strategies and methodologies, right? So that is the reason I chose this topic, that let us take you all through the project management, what project management is, and what all things you can do as a project manager. So this session will also help you to become a project manager. You will understand like what all responsibilities and how we do the project management in any organization. So let us go through it. So this is about me. My name is Purushottam. I'm working for one of the top third IT MNC, and I'm holding total 17 years of experience in overall IT technology, having 30 plus global certifications, and sharing my knowledge through my YouTube channel. So thank you for staying on my channel, and uh, cheers for learning new technology, new concepts. So let us see the agenda for today's sessions. So what all things we are going to see. So the first is what is project management. The another one is the role of project manager. So I already said, like, if you wanted to become a project manager, or if you're willing to become a project manager, this will also help you. This webinar, this session will also help you, like what all things you need to do as a project manager. The third one is project life cycle, project management methodologies, the scope and goal for project, the time management for any project, budgeting and resource management, and risk management. The last one is closing the project. Yeah. So basically, here in this session, we will cover all of the things which are part of the project management. So now let us understand like what project management is. Yeah. So project management is the practice of leading a team to achieve the specific goals and meet specific success criteria within the set of timelines. The key element of project management is the planning, wherein we need to do the thorough planning, like which all activities we need to perform, during which time frame we need to perform. So all that planning we need to do under the planning. The second is organizing these things, wherein we will get all the things like which we need to do. Execution we will do of that project, wherein all the activities which we are supposed to do or execute will be doing it. Then the next one is controlling and monitoring, like when the activities are getting performed, we need to ensure like all the activities are happening as per the plan, and if there are anything we need to take care of, we can do that. The last one is closing of project. So it is basically a sign off which we need to do at any during any project. Yeah. So these all the major key elements of any project. Okay. The next one is the role of project management. So this is very important to understand, like when you are working as a project manager, what is your primary role? So the first, we'll see the responsibility of all the project manager. So the first we need to see is like, defining the project goals and deliverables, because whenever you need to, execute or, implement or deliver any project, it is very important, to understand the goal of the project and the deliverables, because when you know the goal, then only you can plan well and you will deliver all the steps which are really, required for this project. The second one is manage resources, timeline, and budget. Here you as a project manager is the one who will take care of the resources, the timelines of the project, and the budget. So that is the reason it is very much important, like you should know about your requirements. Coordinate with teams and stakeholders, because you are dependent on multiple teams, multiple stakeholders. So you need to coordinate with all the teams, all the stakeholders, to ensure the smooth execution of your project. The fourth one is risk management and issue resolution, because while executing your project, there will be a risk or challenges you may be facing, right? So you need to do the risk management and the resolution of those as well to make your project delivery successful. Now let us see like which all skills are required for the project management. The first one is the leadership, because you are leading a team of multiple teams, multiple stakeholders, multiple resources. So you should have the leadership skills so that you can coordinate well, you can execute your project well with your existing resources. The second one is the communication. Communication is the key factor here in project management, because whatever deliverables you are having, you need to communicate well and you need to be transparent with your team. Like what all goals you need to achieve, what is your deliverables, you need to be communicate well with your team so that you know you can deliver it well. The third one is time management, because every each and every step is bound to the time, because you know you have planned your project delivery. So you need to ensure like what all activities you are performing, those are getting performed as per the project plan. And the fourth one is the most important is the problem solving skill, because there will be a multiple teams, multiple stakeholder, multiple vendors may be involved in your project. So you should have a problem solving skill so that you know which all challenges you will be facing in a project. You will be having you know responsibility to solve those and you know make your project delivery successful. In that case, you need to deal with multiple people, and wherein you know you need to be very positive and you know having those good communication skill while problem solving. Okay, the next one is the project life cycle. So we'll see like what all phases you know are there in the project life cycle. So the first one is the initiation, wherein we need to define the project and securing the approvals, because whenever you are delivering any project, you need to be very sure on the project deliverables, right? And when the deliverables are there, you need to make sure that you should have the required approvals so that you know you can do the proper delivery. The second one is the planning, wherein you know you should have the detailed information about the scope, resources, and timelines. When it is handy with you, then only you can do the planning, and planning is the most important factor, most important phase, wherein you know you can decide like when my project will start, when my phases each phases will complete and the second phases will start, and which is my project end date and which is my cutover date, which is my go live date. So all those stuffs will be you know decided in the planning phase. So it is very important this phase is. The third one is the execution. Now you already do the initiation planning. Now the next phase is the execution, wherein you know what all plan you have done, you need to implement it and actually make into the reality. So here in execution, you will implement the plan which you have already done and perform the work which is supposed to be done by your teams. The fourth one is monitoring and controlling, wherein you know you will be tracking the project progress and making the adjustment which are needed. And the last, which is most important, is like finalizing all the activities and closing the project, wherein you know it will be decided or it will be treated like your project execution is completed successfully. So these are basically the project life cycle in every project. Okay. The next one is project methodology. So we'll see like which all methodologies normally are getting used in any project delivery. The first one is waterfall. Waterfall technology or waterfall methodology is very old. It's been used since very long. So it is a linear sequential approach suitable for clear and well-defined project. The second one is agile, which is normally getting used everywhere nowadays, which is the agile methodology. Here, an interactive approach focusing on the flexibility and customer feedbacks, ideal for fast changing projects. So in agile, like there are projects where you know there are a lot of changes happening continuously. So when there are fast changing requirements are there we use the agile methodology. The third one is the Scrum, which is a specific agile methodology that uses for a short sprints and daily stand-ups. The fourth one is Prince 2. It is a process-based method that emphasizes control and organization. Now let us see the scope and goal of any project. So the first one is, defining the project scope, which is very much important because whenever you are delivering or executing any project, you should know the scope. And when the scope is there, then only you will know like what all things you need to deliver as a part of this project. So under defining project scope, what is included and what is excluded in the project, that you need to uh, uh, jot it down, and based on that you can do your project planning. The next one is, clear measurable objectives. So this is very much important. When you know, like, what is included, what is part of your scope, and what are things are de-scope, then only you can have the proper project execution. The second one is smart goals. Under that, under smart goal, you need to be specific. In that, you need to have very clear and define things so that you can have the proper project objectives. The second one is measurable, wherein it should be a quantifiable outcomes. The third one is achievable. The achievables should be a realistic. It should not be unrealistic. So when achievables are realistic, then only it will be achievable. The second one, it should be a relevant and align with the project activities. The third one is time bound. You should have a deadlines, because if there is no time bound, then things will keep on coming and you are keep on executing the things and your project will never complete. That is the reason you should have the deadlines for each of the activity. Then only you can finish your project on time. The third one is the next one is time management in your project. So basically in time management, the concepts are the project schedule, a timeline for the project task and milestones, critical path for method, identifying the longest sequence of depending task, Gantt chart, a visual tool to track the project progress and timelines and deadlines as well. The time management tips. So when you need to do the time management, what all things you can do? So basically you can prioritize the task, break task into the smaller chunks so that you will not spend a lot of time considering the bigger task. If you will break it all those tasks in the smaller chunks, you can close it by one. The third one is use project management software so that you can track all the activities and you can have a control on your project. The next one is budgeting and resource management. So project budgeting. So what all things you can do under project management? Project budgeting is the estimating cost for the resources, material and labor, monitoring spending to avoid cost overruns. So basically when you do the budgeting, you should estimate the cost of the resources, material and labor. So based on that only you can do the budgeting, and you can avoid the cost overruns because every project is bound to the cost. The next one is the resource allocations. So here assigning the right resources, people, equipment, and so on at the right time, balancing workload and avoid over allocations. In resource allocation, it is very important that you should have a right resources and you should have a workload balance, and then only you can complete your activities on time. Because if you don't have a right resources, then definitely which activity should be completed in, for example, 30 minutes, it will take 45 minutes or maybe 2 hours, and then your activities will overlap or it will get extended, and that will create another delay. That is the reason you should have the right resources assigned to your project, and you should also have a balance between the workload balance between the available resources. The most important is the risk management, wherein you should do the risk identification, the recognizing the potential risk and challenges before they occur, so that you can have the risk management. Risk analysis. So under risk analysis, basically we need to do the assessing the likelihood and impact of the risk, and risk mitigation strategies. So like when you identify the risk, like what all risk mitigation strategies you can do. So avoidance, mitigation, acceptance, or transfer. So for example, if you can avoid that risk, then you need to do that. If you need to mitigate that risk, you need to take those actions where so you can mitigate that risk. If it is acceptable, then you can accept it and go ahead. Or if it is a transferable, for example, if you can transfer that risk which is not very much critical, then you can transfer that risk so that those mitigations can be taken care on later on. The next one is continuous monitoring. So you should regularly review the risk throughout the project life cycle so that it will not impact your project as well as project deliverables. The last most important thing is closing the project, wherein you need to finalize the deliverables, ensure all goals and requirements are met as per the project requirement. Review completed work with the stakeholder so that you can get the sign up for your project. When the project are completed, you need to do the lesson learned so that you can document the successes and area for improvement. Conduct the post-mortem to reflect the on the project so that when you will do the project implementation in future, you can refer to the lesson learned. You can refer to those documents which help us to make the successful delivery, and you can avoid the things in future. The most important is celebrate the success, recognize team achievement and contribution. So those who really perform well and contributed well in your project delivery, you can recognize them, and you can appraise them, you can reward them. That helps to motivate our people and make our project you know uh, delivery successful. Thank you for attending this session. So if you have any questions, any suggestion, recommendation, please reach out to me through comments. I will definitely respond to you. And if you want any additional session or any additional information, definitely reach out to me through comments. Stay in touch. Happy learning. Thank you. Good day.